in Sydney, Australia, about to meet Rafael Bonachela, Artistic Director of Sydney Dance Company. I'm so excited. What I find really interesting about your work is that you're not scared to push the boundaries about what it means to work in contemporary dance. So much so that you have worked with pop artists such as Kylie Minogue, Tina Turner, and you've worked with the TV show So You Think You Can Dance. Is this something you've always been interested in, and in terms of pushing what contemporary dance can do?
Well, the truth is that I never actually thought about it. All my career as a dancer was with Rambert Dance Company, so it was contemporary dance. Although my training, I did everything. I did jazz, I did tap, I did everything I could.
Right.
I did. But there was a point where I decided that contemporary dance was what I wanted to do as a performer. And then I started making my own work and little pieces in workshop seasons, until one of the works that I made for Rambert, which was called Linear Remains, was seen by William Baker, who was the creative director of Kylie Minogue. And that's how it happened. Somebody saw one of my performances, called me, or actually sent me an email and requested to meet me to talk about a possibility of doing something for Kylie. And it entirely took me by surprise, because I had never been looking for it or thinking that how can I contact Kylie or how can I do this. It wasn't even something that was the norm. You know, in the former world of contemporary dance, you will not enter the world of commercial dance, let's say. But I went for it.
So do you think working within the commercial sector has really helped inform your work within the contemporary world?
Yes, I think that everything that you do is going to inform who you are, and it's going to teach you things, and you're going to learn things from it. And I definitely learned a lot from my experience with Kylie and with all the other artists that I've been so lucky to work with. And one of the things that it gave me, most of all, was confidence and in myself and believe in myself, because it was a huge thing to do a world tour, and the pressure that I went through made me really grow up as a choreographer, and it gave me a lot of confidence in myself.
Your work is highly collaborative. How do you choose your collaborators?
It happens in different ways. I come across people sometimes by chance. You know, I can be reading a magazine while I'm in a plane, or, you know, waiting to get a plane, or in a train, or I go to an exhibition, or I'm somewhere and I listen to a piece of music and I'm with my Shazam very quickly seeing who the composer is. And other times it's great because people contact you. That happens a lot. I get a lot of composers saying, look, listen to my music, I've seen your work, and I know that you commission music for dance. Sometimes designers also send me their portfolio, and sometimes I have a specific idea for a work, whatever that might be, and then I look for something specific. You know, then I will be searching. There is the internet also. Once I've recognized someone, and maybe I follow them for a bit, and when the right project maybe comes along, I will contact them, and if I don't know them already, and then if I can have a coffee with them and have a conversation, and then we have things in common and we understand each other as people and there's a connection, then I think that's then I go like, okay, let's do it.
So you tell us about the piece you're working on with Sydney Dance Company at the moment.
It's the title of the work is called Emergence, and it's a collaboration with Nick Wiles and Sarah Blasko. They are the composers of the music. Sarah Blasko is also a singer, Australian singer, and vocalist and poet, and just beautiful voice. So there is, funnily enough, not so much of a pop element to it, but I am working with a contemporary singer that's more indie, let's say, and that writes beautiful songs. And I haven't done that for a long time, because I made a piece with Kylie for Rambert like 12 years ago, so this is like a circle. Then the design of the costumes are by Dion Lee. He's an Australian young fashion designer who actually shows in London, So he's very, very talented. And again, he's somebody that I started following in Instagram. And then all these pictures kept popping up, and everything that I saw, I was like, oh wow, that's amazing. I would have that on stage. Oh wow, that's amazing. And then one day I said, okay, let's call him. And I called him, and the day after we had a coffee. And then Benjamin Cisterne, who is a collaborator that I've worked with a few times, he's doing the lighting design and also the set design. Wow. So yeah, I'm excited about the conversations that will be happening today.
So when you're dreaming up a new piece, what comes first?
Usually, first there is the idea, the concept or a thought or something that I'm interested about. Sometimes it could be a piece of music, but that's not always the case, because in fact I don't really have the music yet. I've got some sections of it and some flavor, but the idea usually tends to be the first thing. Then once that's there, the collaborators, you know, who do I want to work with, and usually, since I have been at Sydney Dance Company, I tend to use the whole company, the 16 dancers. That's a great, it's nothing, it's a privilege, and it's rare to have that amount of dancers. So, and then the movement, you know, what movement is going to inhabit this world, this piece, and then imagery starts coming day to day. Once I'm working on one day, it takes me to the next. I don't really always have a huge master plan that works entirely right. Some things take you to places that you didn't think you could go to, and then some of the things don't work at all, and you just go with it, and you just keep exploring and looking, and then structuring, and then eventually the work comes together. Explodes into the stage.